Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julios once again with another One Piece chapter summary. This week's chapter is chapter 1087, Battleship Bags. And I just want to say, good job everyone. We all made it past that entire month of trying to figure out what to do with our time. I got lucky because the One Piece card game was just releasing a new set of cards, so I just kind of made some videos for that over the course of the last few weeks. There's been theories everywhere. Stuff is, rocking every left, right. Theories are starting to get out of hand because everybody's running out of things to talk about. But that's okay because we're back in a strong return from our dearest Oda. I wouldn't say this is like a groundbreaking chapter or anything, but this is a nice return to form, with the battleship bags being the very first thing we see in this chapter. But first, we'll talk about our artwork for this week. It's Ace helping these capybaras have a nice hot bath. So yeah, capybaras, most chill animal of all time, is also friendly to Ace. Who would have guessed? So anyways, the chapter itself begins with these battleship bags, as Brand New is explaining to both Full Body and Django exactly what their purpose was. This is how Garp trained. Garp would go up to a battleship and he would just punch the crap out of it until it had a giant dent in it. And this was how he would get stronger. This is why he was Garp the Fist. The battleship next to it, however, was Kuzan's work. So we didn't really, when you think of Kuzan, when you think of Aokiji, when you think of the blue pheasant, you think of his ice devil fruit. His ability to turn into ice, he can freeze others. Everybody remembers Ice Age, where he froze a giant tidal wave that Whitebeard created. He shattered Jozu's arm with ice. There's nothing that ice can't really do, except apparently beat magma. But these are not done with ice powers. In fact, this wasn't even done with hockey. As Garp trained Aokiji, rule number 1 to the battleship punching bags was no hockey, no devil fruits. Which means that's them without trying. Now suddenly Galaxy Fist makes a lot more sense, and why Kuzan was able to survive a punch from Garp that sent him down into that blue hole. It kind of makes sense. You've been training with this man for long enough to dent battleships without using any special abilities. Now we understand that Kuzan might actually be more powerful than we thought, which raises an even bigger question. How strong is Akainu? How strong is Sakazuki if he was able to defeat Kuzan, who could train with Garp and do that to a battleship barehanded? But that's really all we get on the marine side of things, as we cut back to Hachinosu, the pirate island, as San Juan Wolf is flying through the air and landing into the ocean, because Garp threw him. I want to remind you, this is the giant who ate the big fruit. He is a giant. Like, bigger than Oars. And you know how big Oars was. And Garp just hucked him. Super Mario 64. Woo woo woo, so long, Bowser. Like, that's over there now. And of course the Blackbeard pirates are all freaking out. The minions are like, oh my god, we gotta get Sand Wolf, we gotta get him out of the water. And everyone's like, how? No, you gotta hope this guy just kind of rolls over or something, or like hits a rock and bounces up, because if he's fully submerged, this might just be the death of San Juan Wolf. Oda may have just been like, you know what, bit too strong, not really sure how we're gonna beat him, just Garp kills him via ocean, and that's it. That's not dealing with that guy. But that's not the only one trying to stop him. You got Alvaro Pizarro keeping an eye on everything, and Vasco Shot is breathing fire at Garp, who Garp just kind of looks at it, grabs 2 random pirates, and just watches them aflame. I do want to point out, Pizarro, controlling the island of Hachinosu, the big eyes of the pirate island actually have pupils now. I don't know if that's just something Oda decided to change as a creative choice, or if because his eye surgery was successful, maybe he's just trying to show off more detail. So whichever way, I'm sure there will be an SBS question about it, but as it stands right now, Pizarro's giant pirate head also has pupils now. So all that's going on, Garp receives a message from Kujaku saying that all the Marines and all the slaves have made it back onto the ship. It's just you, Kobe, Gruss, and Helmeppo defending yourselves. If you guys make it back to the ship, we're out. We can go. And so Garp's there, and you see Kobe kicking a guy in the background. Gruss is right behind Garp, and Helmeppo's defending himself with his little swords, and Gruss comes over to Garp, and he's just like, hey, Garp. He's tugging on him. Hey, Garp. I'm the future of the Marines too, right? So I'm wondering if like Gruss was trying to be Garp's apprentice before, and when he took up Kobe, Gruss was just like, I don't like my little brother. I don't want a new little brother. Don't stop adopting children, Garp. I want to be your son. And so it's cute. There's a little bit of jealousy there, but Garp tells all three of them the same thing. You boys get to the shore. I'll block them off. I'll meet you there. We'll get out together. And all three of them start going. Until Kobe sees an innocent civilian saying, crying out for help, and he's like, oh my gosh, we missed one. I'm so sorry. And of course, Kobe, being the good-hearted boy he is, he starts heading that way till the lady pulls out a knife. Kobe's shocked. Something's coming towards him. Garp feels it coming, and Garp gets between Kobe and Shiryu as a big old sword just stabs right through him. Anyone having Ace flashbacks? Because, what is it with the monkey and Portgas family? Because, Luffy and Ace are brothers. So what is it with this family and just willingly jumping between loved ones and death? Unfortunately for Shiryu, this victory doesn't last long. Because all the other pirates are like, oh my gosh, Shiryu stabbed him. This is great. And Kobe's like, oh no, Garp, you got stabbed because of me. And Garp looks at Kobe and he's like, don't be crazy. Grab Shiryu. He was going after me the whole time. You just happened to be his method of doing it. I'm gonna... Boom! Just pounds him into the ground. I'm surprised Shiryu survived that, because he just kind of looks up at Garp. He's like, yeah, I stabbed you. I feel good about myself right now. Garp ignores him, goes about his business, and that's when Kuzan shows up, saying, hey, I can't let Kobe leave. I can't let you leave. And the two of them get ready for their clash. But of course, before that, it wouldn't be One Piece if we didn't have some kind of flashback happen, as we cut back to Garp much younger, telling a young Kuzan, no, I do not want an apprentice, leave me alone, go away, stop following me, and eventually, of course, taking him under his wing. He takes the frail little Kuzan and he says, punch the battleship! No hockey, no devil fruits. And you can actually see in the art, Kuzan's like trembling as he's punching this. Like either it really, really hurt, or Kuzan was a very shrimpy child. Either way, Kuzan's like, he's punching it, and Garp says, remember, no hockey. And Kuzan's like, you didn't even teach me how to use hockey. I don't know how to do that. And then we, of course, cut to a little bit into the future. Garp's complaining to Kuzan, my son just became a revolutionary. This stinks. Little more time passes. Garp's got Kuzan by the chin, and he's like, now my grandson wants to be a pirate. This sucks. And Kuzan's standing there like, why are you telling me this? I cannot control this. And it's the time passing of, apparently Kuzan has been with Garp longer than Garp's own children have. This was, for all intents purposes, his son. And as we cut back to the modern day, Kuzan's coming towards Garp, and he says, you have a horrible habit of just raising enemies. And Garp says, you're the one that's lost himself, Kuzan. And the two of them slam each other in the chests, right in the chins. And that's where the chapter ends. We don't get to see the results. Oh, wait. Almost got ahead of myself. We do kind of see the results of that punch. We don't actually know where Kuzan landed, but we do see Garp landing next to Kobe. And as Kobe's like, "Oh no, Garp, are you okay?" That's when a giant shadow comes over him. And you cut to Garp's ship, and you see the massive hand coming out of the island heading towards Garp's ship as Alvaro Pizarro is saying, Oh, you think you got away just because you went out to the ocean. You underestimate the island fruit. I'm a little tired of all the newspapers saying, hey, look how great Blackbeard is. He killed Whitebeard. He did this. It's time we got some spotlight. I can read the news a mile away. Alvaro Pizarro, fourth captain of Blackbeard's armada, destroys the Navy hero Garp and his band of misfits as a giant hand is coming closer. Kobe is screaming, no, don't. And Garp says, Kobe, don't lose your head. In the end, justice will prevail. Obviously, we have not seen Dahl do anything yet. We haven't seen Bogard do anything yet, because I'm assuming he's on the ship. He's always hanging out with Garp. Maybe Kujaku can pull something off with the Whip fruit. Maybe Hibari's going to pull something off. But I would not doubt that Garp wouldn't bring a backup plan. So, do I think Garp's going to get away? Well, why not stack up one more reason for Luffy to hate Blackbeard? If Blackbeard's crew's the one that does him in. Or this might be ending up in a fight between Kuzan and maybe Dragon, actually. I know Dragon's not exactly a family man, but there is a part of him that cares about Luffy. He always stared off into the east whenever he was, at their home base. So maybe this might end up being a revolutionary fight. However it plays out, do I want Garp to die? No. Can I see a thematic world in which Garp does in order to save Kobe? Yes. But let me know in the comments below, because I'm curious what everyone else thinks. I, for one, don't want him to die, but I am on the Garp might die train. So yeah, give me your thoughts down below, and as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and I am very much looking forward to the next chapter. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.